Welcome back to Lenz Comic Corner, classic slash non-classic. This is episode number 1197 and Doubleshot number 1091. Yeah. Alright, got two Marvel trades for you. One came out 10 years ago, like the start of 2010. Come out the same time as Siege and Second Coming. Oh my gosh, seriously. Okay. I'll play the last reference for a moment. Okay, now, first up it is the Thanos Imperative! Trade collected the entire mini-event. The Thanos Imperative Ignition, the 6-issue miniseries, and Devastation. Written by Dan Abbott and Andy Lenning. It's actually one of the last books they did together. Yeah, because after this, next book they would do together after this particular event, this miniseries wrapped up, would be the Guardians of the Galaxy Prelude. And that's it. Yep, they did one book after this one. Yep, the artwork in here. Now, Ignition is done by Brad Walker. The interior artwork for the main miniseries and Devastation by Miguel Supervia. They surprisingly don't list out the cover artists on here. No, they don't for some reason. Yeah, I'm looking, it just says, well, they don't really say who does the cover. Now, this pretty much this is basically something that was built up in the pages of Guardians of the Galaxy and Nova. No, I've not reviewed the Dan Andy Lenning run for Nova, but I have read it. It's a damn good book. Sad the book got canceled after just 36 issues. Though, here's kind of the strange thing that comes with this book and for Nova and Guardians. They originally, from what I heard, at the time, they were supposed to be put in hiatus for this miniseries. And then later I found out, yeah, they just canceled them. Guardians of the Galaxy after 25 issues, Nova after 36. The Guardians, that was the second volume for the series. For Nova, it was the fourth volume for the series. Yes, and this is pretty much kind of the conclusion, in a way, to a lot of the sci-fi stuff that have been going on in the Marvel comic book since 2006. Yeah, this book kind of ended it for a while. For about, I'd say about 3 years. There wasn't really nothing really big happening in the cosmic. No big cosmic events about 3 years after this. Maybe because Marvel wanted to give people a break. But I think one thing that was said about this book was the fact it was coming at the same time as Siege, which probably got a lot more attention this particular series did. I have nothing against Siege. Siege is a great event. But it's kind of weird they released this particular big event at the same time as Siege. Well, actually, I think it was released just toward the end of Siege, because they had Nova, who was married to the Secret Avengers during Britpicker's one. He left the book to take part in this event. Though surprisingly, they don't mention these times Secret Avengers in this book. Nope. And the primary players of this event are the Guardians of the Galaxy, Nova, Quasar, Beta Ray Bill, the Silver Surfer, Ronan the Accuser, Gladiator. Yeah, here's some of the primary players of the event, along with frickin' Thanos. Yay, but he was brought back in the pages of Guardians just prior to this. And Galactus is here, the Celestials are here, and they're all dealing with basically what's on the other side of the Fault. The Fault was something that was inadvertently created. Oh yeah, the Inhumans are part of this event, yes, because there's Medusa on the cover. Yep, the Inhumans do play a small role in this event. And their basically part is to have this big, humongous alliance take on the stuff from what's on the other side of the Fault, the Cancerverse. Yep. Well, the main villain in the storyline is a guy called Lord Marvel, aka the evil version of the original Captain Marvel. Oh yeah, in the Cancerverse, nobody has ever died in the Cancerverse. They do have one heroic person, actually two heroic people in this universe. They have version of the Vision, and the Scarlet Witch, who was part of their version of the Avengers, called the Ravagers. Yeah, which their group is comprised of a new version of Captain America, Miss Marvel, Iron Man. Let me show up the Ravagers in here. They are quite an interesting group, to say the least. Okay, here's Lord Marvel. Yep. And to make it easy tell, that's Captain Marvel. Oh yeah, and apparently Cyville is not mentioned here because she's dead. Yep. The one thing I think that was kind of a fault on the part of the writers, it's a mild criticism for this book, is the fact they never bothered to mention Cyville, who was the actual Avatar of Death before Thanos killed her. Now, here are the Ravengers. Here they are. Thor, Captain America, Giant Man, Iron Man. Heck, they even have a version of the Defenders. Here's the thing. They don't really name the Defenders in here, but yet these are the Defenders. We have Drax go back to his old Jim Starlin look in this event, despite the fact he had not worn that look since Annihilation. And these are the Defenders. Basically, an evil version of looks like to be Nighthawk, Doctor Strange, the Hulk with horns, Valkyrie, Namor, and I'm not sure who the woman is. Yeah, these are apparently the Cancerverse version of the Defenders. Yep, that's what this group is. And they're never named in this event. But basically, they're the Cancerverse version of the Defenders. I'm thinking that the woman with the whip might be the Black Panther, but I'm not sure. Now, in the case of the guy behind her, that's clearly Nighthawk. Yeah, that's the version of Nighthawk. He is... Let's see if I can show him off here. Yeah, that's him right there in the corner. Yeah, that's frickin' Nighthawk. He's right above the version of Black Panther there. Yep. Oh yeah, and by the way, they even have Thanos take on the Cancerverse version of the Hulk, and he dies. Well, not Thanos. Yeah, and here's Galactus in all his glory. Yep, he takes part in this event because, well, it affects his basically eating habits, so why not work alongside with the hero? We have frickin' Blast Star part of this event, yes. Which, that was so cool. One of the more interesting things happened in this event. Oh, look, we even have a Cancerverse version of what looks like to be Colossus and Wolverine of the X-Men. Yeah, it's basically everybody that they know back on Earth who's basically just the evil version of them, who's basically just pure aliens. And halfway to this miniseries, well, first we have, I'm not going to show it. Yeah, they kill off frickin' Drax during this storyline. Yeah, he got killed by frickin' Thanos. Oh yeah, and they also apparently have their own version of Ravagers for War Machine, Hawkeye. And here they are. They also have something that only shows up in this very storyline. Something, as far as I know, has never returned. Even after this. Also, I should point out that at one point during this miniseries, Lord Marvel had this as his base. If I can get find a good page for it, because the page I was going to show for is basically in ruins. Because we're thinking, wait, how the heck? Okay, here is the Galactus engine. Yes, they weaponized freaking Galactus in that universe. Yeah, but don't worry. At the end of this particular event, it's destroyed. Yep, it is completely destroyed. Alright, here is Lord Marvel's base in the regular universe. There it is right there. Sanctuary, this is Sanctuary 2. Thanos' ship. Yep, Thanos' ship. How the heck they got the Thanos' ship, I have no idea. Also, Thanos really wants to fight Marvel. We also have apparently some time anomalies because, well, Vance Ashler was a time anomaly from the future. We also have a version of Nefertia, Namor's cousin, a couple others. They basically broke them out. Plus, you gotta love this awesome fight between the evil Captain Marvel and Thanos. Two characters that have fought before. Oh yes, they fought back in the 70s in the original Captain Marvel ongoing series by Jim Starlin. They had these two fight. Though the original counterpart actually won that fight, not Thanos. Yeah, eventually he gets killed. Oh, and don't worry, he stays dead. But not the Ravengers, oh no. Then basically we have Star-Lord and Nova collapse the Cancerverse. And they apparently die. Also apparently off screen, we also have apparently the Guardians have disbanded. So they need something to deal with Blastar dealing with, well, he had basically turned against them, started invading, well, the home planet. So Cosmo the Space Dog decides to go out recruiting a new team. Not the Guardians, they have a different name for them. We have him recruiting the Silver Surfer, who's his first recruit. He also recruits Beta Ray Bill, because he talks about security. Yep, he recruits Beta Ray Bill, though they're not the only one. He also recruits freaking Gladiator of the Shi'ar Empire. He also took time to recruit Ronan the Accuser and Quasar. Meet the Annihilators. Yes, the replacement Guardians of the Galaxy, who were only around for 2 miniseries and a one-shot graphic novel. Yep. They defeat Blastar, and then basically the book ends with to be continued in the Annihilators miniseries, with this debut of his new character, Icon, who, I kid you not, the way that they have the rights are, he writes to be a potential love interest for freaking Quasar. Excellent series. Give this book roughly a 10 out of 10. Great book. Now, I can't exactly get my final thoughts on the Marvel Cosmic event, because this is not the I've not reviewed Annihilation or Annihilation Conquest. I have reviewed Guardians of the Galaxy by Dan and Lanning. This is, of course, the original Cosmic Renaissance, not the current one. Yeah, I reviewed the Guardians of the Galaxy book by Dan and Lanning, War of Kings, Realm of Kings, and that's it. But yeah, add this particular thing. Damn good series. Great epic event. And I do highly recommend to people who are fans who basically don't want to see something like Siege, but this is a lot more exciting. But you have to have been reading the Cosmic book since Annihilation. Now, Marvel stupidly had it where if you want to read the start for Guardians of the Galaxy, you have to read the start of Bendis' run. Oh, no. That's not where you start. Ignore that. The proper place you to start from before the Marvel get chance to get into the Guardians, read Annihilation. That is where you start. You go from there, and then you end here, and then you read the 2 miniseries. Yes, Annihilators appeared in 2 miniseries and a one-shot. The 2 miniseries are Annihilators, and you have to follow up Annihilators Earthfall, which they come to Earth, and they appear in Thanos one-shot, and that's it. That's the last scene of the group. Yeah, it's kind of like they were just there, just to fill a void for the Guardians. But they just had 2 5-issue miniseries, and that was it. It's almost like Marvel didn't get much thought into the Annihilators. Before that, Thanos kind of basically beat them all up, just because he could. Alright, moving on to the end of one thing, the start of another. Well, briefly of another thing. We have Defenders, Volume 1, Dimonds Are Forever. This collects the first 5 issues of Brian Michael Bendis' run for Defenders. This collects their story from Free Comic Day 2017, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes, Bendis writes this thing along with Dave Marquez on the artwork. And yes, the group is basically comprised of the Netflix Defenders, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. Though, unlike in the show, where clearly it was Daredevil was lead of the team, this group, it swapped between either Daredevil or Luke Cage. Now, the thing starts off with the Heroes for Hire office being attacked by Willis Stryker, a.k.a. Diamondback. Those of you curious, though, who the heck is this character? He's basically Luke Cage's first villain from his original ongoing series from the 70s. Now, in case you're wondering, they also have Wilson Fisk pop up in this series, along with, I'll get to the other guy. That third guy has something in common with Luke Cage and the Kingpin. Namely, the artist who designed them. John Romita Sr. Yep, they designed them. Now, Willis Stryker, oh boy, this guy basically was responsible for sending Luke Cage to prison. Yes, in the original story, he apparently planted drugs in Luke Cage's apartment, and that was basically legal evidence for have a tip get a warrant for a search of Luke Cage's place to get him arrested. Nowadays, if somebody basically did that, the case would basically be in court for a long time. The only reason why the court case went through the way it did, because at the time, racism. Though, thank God, Bendis does not have racism in this book. Also, the artist had the redesign Diamondback to look completely different the way he looked back then. Yeah, back then he was bulky, and this is him right here, talking to Jessica Jones. Yes, this apparently is Willis Stryker. Now, he's alive. And I have been saying this about 3 years now, and when this book ended, basically ended because Bendis left, they never explained how the heck he came back to life. Because last time he was seen, he fell through a freaking skylight into a warehouse. That was back in Luke Cage, Here for Hire, #2. Which took place a year after Luke Cage's debut. And story publication was like 1 month later. Yeah, they never actually explained how the heck he survived. They said, oh yeah, he faked his death. Really? And you don't question that? Yes. So, they go hunting for him. One point, you have Willis Stryker go to a nightclub called Club Ultimate, which has Hammerhead as a patron. And just by sheer coincidence, because Hammerhead's here, Miles Morales Spider-Man is here. Yes, this is basically what Willis Stryker was doing that period. Yeah. In case you're wondering, what the heck was Miles Morales doing there? Well, he was there to beat up Hammerhead. Why? Because he put his friend Bombshell in the hospital. A girl who's got a thing for him. Basically, he beat the living crap out of him. Oh my gosh, it was such a really bad beating. And Bendis, thank God he basically wrote Black Cat a little bit here, though. He wrote basically the same in the Spider-Man book that she was written in Dan Slott's Spider-Man. Now, the thing is, Black Cat is supposed to be a crime boss in here, which, from the reception I got from it, was pretty negative. Oh yes, this was pretty negative. Why? Because this was an absolute stupid idea. Everybody hated it, so Marvel kept pushing and pushing and pushing us, having Black Cat be a crime boss, have her be briefly a villain for Miles Morales to fight, though you never physically follow your face. Hammerhead. It took until Dan Slott, when he was about to leave Amazing Spider-Man, to get rid of the aspect about her. An aspect nobody cared about. Yes, I know Marvel was doing that to copy what DC was doing Catwoman and Crime Boss, but here's the thing. The Catwoman Crime Boss stuff was fantastic. It only lasted for 1 year, and that was it. Black Cat being Crime Boss lasted for, how long did this last for? About 4 freaking years. Yeah. This started back in 2014. It didn't finally end until 2017. 3 years this went on for. 3 years. And something nobody cared for. Yep. So, we have Jessica Jones fighting him, and of course, then we have Luke Cage fighting him where he gets poisoned, and then he got a cure, and then all of a sudden Blade shows up. Yes, Blade's in here. Which I appreciate they Marquez having gone back to this look, because a lot of people love this look for Blade. Nothing against the original classic look Gene Colan designed for him. Also, we have an appearance by, of all people, and this is a shocker, the Punisher. Yep, the Punisher is here. And here's the thing, Jessica Jones never met before. Daredevil has been before in Frank Miller's Daredevil run. Yep, as for when Luke Cage first met him, I'm not really sure exactly when he first met him. Yeah. Oh yeah. Apparently, Jessica Jones has never met Luke Cage, Punisher before. Yep. Now we also have brief appearance by Misty Knight in here. Yeah, Misty Knight makes a cameo because, well, she of course knows Luke Cage. Let's see, where is he? Here he is. Here's Blade back in the Wesley Snipes look, which I'm so happy Dave Marquez put him back in this look, because the thing is, people love this look because people love the Daredevil movies. Well, the Blade movies by Wesley Snipes. Though yes, we are getting a reboot with one of the actors from Luke Cage Netflix show. Yeah, it was quite interesting to see Blade show up in here, and he basically says, "Oh yeah, tell Luke Cage he owes me another one." Now here's the thing. Bendis never. There's no editors knowing establishing when the heck these two first met, because as far as I know, I'm not sure when in the world they met. Though he's not the only character who makes a brief cameo in here. We also have frickin' Damien Hellstrom pop up in here, which oh boy, this is the first time we showed up a Bendis book since New Avengers wrapped up since Bendis wrapped up his New Avengers run back in 2013. So this is the first time in 4 years has he written him. Though mostly Damien Hellstrom is some sort of a villain a lot of the time. Yeah, mostly since Bendis wrapped up his run, he popped up in Venom, he popped up in the Avengers Undercover series where he was a villain. He's popped up now and again, but this was a brief cameo, and apparently Luke Cage apparently knows him somehow. I'm trying to think. I can't think of a time where they actually met. They probably met each other off screen at some point. I'm not surprised they know each other. They've been around probably the same period of time, so why not? And he meets some woman who's got information, and Lisa Diamondback, and of course we have Iron Fist briefly fighting, which then we have Willis Striker. There's a Bane thing basically breaking Iron Fist's back, but don't worry, Iron Fist is perfectly fine. Yeah, he uses a cheat to heal his back. And they kind of beat him, and they kind of hand off to the police over the Punisher. Yes, the frickin' Punisher. And then they escape. Somehow. And Punisher continues his little hunting spree. This is a great start for this thing. Give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. I do have a couple problems with this book. Number one, and this is a fault for the entire run, Bendis never explains how the heck Willis Striker survived. Yep, that is never explained. Also, a big problem with this series, because we have various characters, interacting characters, some people, like nowadays, probably don't know when they interacted with them. Like apparently Blade and Damien Hellstrom knowing Luke Cage. When the heck these guys met, never shown in here. The Punisher, well, I get how, now they don't bring up in here the fact that, they do bring up the fact that Daredevil's got history with him, mainly from the Frank Miller Daredevil run. They don't mention that here. In the case of Iron Fist and Luke Cage, I'm not sure when they met him at all. Also, apparently Jessica Jones never knew that Punisher's real name was Frank Castle. They knew. I get her not knowing, because she does know a lot of stuff when it comes to stuff like this, so it's not that surprising. But you know the one thing Luke Cage and Iron Fist have in common with Punisher? They all debuted back in the 70s. Yep. Though Punisher was created by the same guy who created Luke Cage, John Romita Sr. Yep, same guy. Iron Fist is a Roy Thomas creation. I don't remember who was the artist for that one. Daredevil, of course, was a Stan Lee, Wally Wood creation. Jessica Jones, obviously, is a Bendis creation. So it's great to have these characters appear in this book, and the only other problem I have with this book, aside from the fact that the no editorial note, which really could have used that for this, and now in case of all these characters, now 3 of these characters Bendis writing for some time. Now, Bendis was already writing the Jessica Jones comic book, so now in the case Iron Fist, this is the first time he's written Iron Fist I can think of since the end of his New Avengers run back in 2012, along with Daredevil and Luke Cage. So it's great he found write these characters again. But don't worry, the group does expand with the next volume. Yeah, this one was actually pretty short of all the Bendis book by the time he left. This book only lasted for 10 issues, surprisingly. And I'm going to get the second volume soon. The only problem I have with this book is the fact that this group has got no base operations. Yes, no base at all. It's great to see Alias Investigations pop up in here. The basically Jessica Jones' office, that was fantastic. I thought it was really good. I like that the Hero for Hire office, which that got blown up. Not the case of the Alias Investigations. I'm glad that wasn't blown up. Yep. Though surprisingly, there's no appearance by Danielle Cage, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones' daughter. Yep, but not much to say about Defenders. Great book. So is Thanos Imperative. Okay, so that's it for Circle Review. Stay tuned later on today for my reviews for new chapters for One Punch Man and Attack on Titan. Okay, to the next video. Bye.